China has solidly moved into a middle-income country in the last 10 years. And this actually sets a different set of expectations and raise new demands for leaders to manage the society. As we know, between 2000 and 2011, in nominal terms, China's GDP grew almost 5 times, 4.75 times in 11 years. The government revenue increased at a much faster rate. So in 10 years or 11 years, the government revenue increased almost 8 times. So in 2011, the size of Chinese government revenue was almost the same as China's GDP 10 years ago. So that's why we see all the spending, all the construction, especially hardware in the last few years. A lot of money to be spent. But by moving into, and also in terms of per capita standard of living, China now, depending what number you use, is whether $5,400 US by Chinese official definition, or by the World Bank standard, about $8,500 US per person. So that's a middle-income country. So what this means is that the population now, unlike 10 years ago, expect to live in a middle-income country, which means good roads, safe roads, good schools, clean air, safe hospitals, and some basic provision of social welfare, such as a pension system and decent health care. So these are the new expectations that come with being a middle-income country. So this is the first baseline that has changed. The second is demography. China is going through a rapid aging. The number that people need to be aware of is what we call 5 to 2. That is, right now, there are about 5, actually not quite 5, persons aged 20 to 59, if you consider that as a tax-paying age, to each person aged 60 and over, if you consider that a person as pension receiving. So it's 5 to 1. In 18 years, by 2030, that number becomes 2 to 1. So imagine any government is going to, how are you going to get money to face with this within a matter of less than 20 years, from 5 to 2. And the number of elderly population aged 60 and over will increase from about 185 million right now to over 350 million. And that's going to be larger than the size of the United States right now. So with such a basic rapid aging, together with that is what has happened in part because of the one-child policy. That is over 70% of urban families with only one child. Okay, this is unprecedented, and you find no comparison in other aging societies. So that's demography. So labor is, the share of labor is declining, and for the elderly, it's rising. The third is what, linking with what Tao Ran just said, is the slowing down economy. So we're going to have to see a new normal. The hyper-fast growth rate of the last 10 years is unlikely to be replicated in the future.